For Pete's sake, people, have you ever seen a chicken kitchen? Hey folks, welcome back. My name is Brian, and I'm glad you're here. Now I know some of you clicked on this and you're already yelling at your screen, of course they can. Chickens are omnivores. Omni, meaning all or everything, and vor, V-O-R-A-R-E, the original Latin, means to devour or to eat. So omnivore, eat everything. I witnessed an exchange the other day on another social media site that is really only good for marketplace. And I am in a few groups. One of these groups is a backyard chicken group. And somebody asked if chickens could eat raw meat. One of the things that blows my mind is when somebody seeks knowledge and they are made fun of or people are condescending to them, because we all started somewhere and we should be able to ask questions without getting made fun of. Well, this commenter decided that they were going to give information in the most condescending tone I could imagine. And not only did they give information in a condescending tone, they were completely wrong. So what we're going to do this morning is something I don't do very often. We're going to make fun of someone. Now the person that we are making fun of, I'm not listing their actual comment. We're not going to list their username. I'm not going to give any specific. If they find this video, my viewership is a lot greater than I think it is. But even if they do, this will help prove them wrong. They said chickens shouldn't eat raw meat because they could get salmonella. They also said that why don't people read a book before getting animals? And then the article they linked that proved their point that chickens would get salmonella from eating raw meat was from the CDC. Think what you want about those folks. But the article wasn't even about chickens. It was about humans eating raw meat. Humans are also omnivores, it's true. But our digestive tracts and chickens' tracts are slightly different. Bears are also omnivores. Nobody seems to worry about them getting salmonella. Coyotes are omnivores. We could go on, but I'm not going to. What I'm going to do now is restart this video in the tone of that person because it was so ridiculous. Hey chowderheads, I have a lot of knowledge and you don't. And while you are trying to better yourself by seeking knowledge, I am going to vomit on you the things that I think I know, and I'm going to be way off base with it, but don't worry. You're probably too ignorant to understand what I'm even talking about. Somebody asked if we could change the oil in our car, and I said that's ridiculous. The FAA says that airplanes don't need the oil changed. Ha 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 ha! What a moron. Alright, I'm done. That's what it felt like. Okay, so can chickens eat raw meat? Yes, they can. And I'm going to give you some sources as to why. So in case you run across one of these people, it's not just some weirdo on the internet saying stuff. Oh! And I thought for a minute they might be trolling everybody until someone underneath their comment came along and said, I know, right? You can tell who hasn't had chickens very long. Oh my gosh. So here's a couple sources in case you run across somebody like this. Now I didn't respond to their comment because it wasn't really worth the time. That everyone else swarmed onto them and told that wonderful person who asked the question seeking knowledge that yes, you can, in fact. But chicken magazines say they are not vegetarians or vegans. Chickens eat everything. They do recommend, however, that you don't feed them rotted meat. That's chickenmag.com. Eco Peanut says yes, chickens can eat raw meat. Chickens are omnivorous, like dogs and humans. They prefer a diverse diet. Petkeen.com says chickens can eat both. They can eat animals that they forage for outside, and those are not cooked. For Pete's sake, people, have you ever seen a chicken kitchen? Have you ever seen them catch a frog or a salamander or a mouse out in the field and bring them over to the coop and prepare them to a temperature of 165 degrees internally? No, because chickens are omnivores. What we actually do here is when we're butchering our pigs, the pieces that we don't eat, we chuck to the chickens, and they love it. There's a boatload of videos about people bringing in raw meat that other people don't eat, butcher scraps, for example, because of the protein content for their chickens. Feeding your chickens raw meat is not a bad thing. Now, whether you feed chickens chicken or not, that's up to you. That's kind of a moral thing. I don't do it because I find it kind of icky, but they'll eat it and they won't get salmonella. So in case you were wondering, and in case you needed video evidence with documented evidence that chickens can eat raw meat, here it is. And if you run across somebody who thinks that chickens are vegetarians, you can send them this video and prove them wrong. Isn't that fun? Or you could just ignore them, like I did. Well, I didn't exactly ignore them. I kind of made this whole video and I've been thinking about it for days because it blew my mind so badly that someone would be so completely wrong and so arrogant about their wrongness. If you do have knowledge and people ask for it, don't be like people on the internet. Be gracious and remember that at some point we were all learning. And we're still learning. I've had chickens for 15 years. I'm still learning things about chickens. We should be learning until we die. And if somebody asks us for some of our knowledge, we should gracefully give it to them as somebody did for us at some point. Thank you for joining me today. Keep growing as you grow, and we'll see you next time here at Flannel Farms. Bye.